I often get asked if there's 3 strikes in Texas, right? 3 strikes law. You get convicted 3 times, you go to prison for life. So every state is different because every state has their own set of laws. But in Texas, our version of 3 strikes is what's called our 25 to life mandatory rule. You know, the basic version of it is if somebody's convicted and sent to prison, they go to prison. And then they get out of prison and finish that up. And then they get convicted and get sent to prison again. And then they finish that up. The next felony conviction, minimum 25 years. Minimum 25 years prison. Now, does that mean for their 3rd felony conviction or the next one that they're going to go to prison for 25 years? No, because the prosecution could what's called waive those enhancements. Waive those enhancements and say, you know what, he could go for 25, but we'll just give him an offer of 3 years or 5 years just to get the case out the way. So I said a couple things in there, and I'm going to go back and talk about them. In Texas, again, I'm speaking about Texas because I'm licensed in Texas. And whatever state you're in, just Google prison enhancements, conviction enhancements, or talk to an attorney in that area, in that state you're in, and see, hey, what's your state's version of 3 strike rule or 25 to life or mandatory life sentence? Does that come into play? Look that information up or reach out to somebody. But a person has to be convicted in Texas of a felony, right? Assuming, on a basic example, they get convicted of a felony and go to prison. Because some people get convicted of felonies and they just get probation. But get convicted of a felony and go to prison, okay? Not jail, prison. If you got a felony conviction, prison. Texas has this thing called state jail. We're not talking about state jail for purposes of this particular video. We're talking about 3rd degree or up. 3rd degree, 2nd degree, 1st degree, right? 3rd degrees or up. Convicted of a 3rd degree or up felony, and you go to prison. You finish that prison sentence, okay? You get convicted of another 3rd degree felony or up, go to prison again, get out. That next felony conviction, the law allows the state to say, hey, 25 to life, and allows the judge, if you're sentenced and you go to trial and lose, the judge or jury minimum starting place is 25 years. Minimum starting place is 25 years. Again, that doesn't mean somebody's going to get 25 years, but they have that leverage hanging over you. So there's nuance and exception that exists in certain situations and certain type of cases. But again, Texas, 25 to life, our version of a 3 strikes, 2 convictions that you went to prison for. The 3rd conviction, you'll be looking at 25 to life. But again, talk to people in your state, talk to attorneys in your state, or just look up the information if you're able to, if you know what you're looking for, and try to find out what specific information or what specific sentences exist in the state or the area in which you're in.